and welcome. This is Brenda Smith, live in the Forbidden Library, and today I suffer from success. This is the one time I've been waiting, and I've been waiting for the stream to start, and I've been looking at the view number go up, and I've been like, go away, go away. I made this goal because I was like, well, suffering is fun for people to watch, right? That's why horror games are popular, right? So I made this sub goal, and past me was like, oh well, 1,000 is ages away. I won't even be thinking about it then. But fuck you, past me. Fuck you. Here we are today, reading. Oh, I'm just even thinking about it hurts. This is physically gonna hurt me today. I will probably have to stop just to recover from my own cringe. This is like, I don't know, 14, 15-year-old me when I thought things were edgy and deep, you know. But anyway, hello, normal size phantom. Hello, Lucas. Hello, Noko-chan. Hello, Mr. Max. Hello, Chase. Hello, Void. It's been a while. I hope you all had wonderful Christmases. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, I just hope you had a wonderful time in general. I can't say my break was very, very relaxing. I did work for a lot of it, unfortunately. However, I had a wonderful Christmas, though, instead, which is great. Hello, Brio. Hello, Hogan. Welcome. Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own action. Exactly. And I hate it. This is gonna hurt me so bad. You'll notice that I don't even have it up on screen yet because I just can't. I can't. I don't want to do this. I almost go to sleep and miss magnus opus of the stream. Also, I need to thank you since your Frankenstein streams helped me pick out a Christmas gift from my sister. Ah, wonderful. I hope she enjoys it. I am good, Lucas. I'm good. Though actually I'm not good. I don't want to do this stream. I mean, I could just leave, right? We could play something else. We could do anything else but this. Anything else. 10k subs is ages away. If I get 10k, I'll do Ice Bucket Challenge on camera for the Forbidden Library. Oh yeah, I couldn't do that at least because, I mean, if I got 3D and everything, I theoretically could do that. Or I could, film it from the neck down. We could, but this would be way more funny. I know, I can't escape. I have one proposal for you that allows me to procrastinate slightly. Would you be interested in me starting this stream by drawing the OCs that feature in this story? Will you allow me this procrastinate? I'll give you a vote to see. Start poll. Draw OCs. Get on with it. What to do? There you go. You guys can vote on whether I have to go straight into the pain now or whether I can procrastinate it a little bit. If there is your edgier, I mean. So let me give you some context. Back in the day, I was a Shadow fangirl. Which shouldn't be too surprising for you, really. But yes, I was an absolute Shadow fangirl. One of them is OCX Shadow, obviously. What are we on? You want me to draw the OCs? I will happily draw them. That is 100% less painful than actually reading this. Shadow fangirl, of course I am. I used to have a Shadow plushie, but I lost it in a few house moves, which makes me a little sad. I miss that thing. Oh, we're on 50-50. We're on 50-50, guys. We need a tiebreaker. Tiebreaker. Yeah, I will read it. It just depends, because if I draw, then I have less time to read, you see. And we might not get through all of it. And that would be oh so terrible. But if I don't draw, then you won't know what they look like. Other than my terrible descriptions. So... Tiebreaker. Someone break the tie, please. We're on 50-50. Someone put another vote in. There's 11 of you and only 8 of you have voted. So someone press a button, please. La 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 la. We could always make a second part. Just no, we can't. No, we can't. No, we can't. No, that would hurt. That would hurt me physically. Mentally. This whole stream is going to hurt me physically, mentally. Come on, there we go. Draw OCs. End poll. We're drawing. We're drawing. The vote is so for times. Maybe. Maybe it is, but you can't prove anything. Okay, let me get... Oh, I know what we could do. We're not going to use anything fancy as a drawing thing. Just to keep the... correct mood. You know what I mean? The correct mood of this cringe that we are about to embark on. Window capture. Okay, we're gonna draw them in Emma's paint. We are gonna use my graphics tablet though, at least. So I'm not drawing them with me. And don't worry, I won't procrastinate too much. I won't draw them too quick, too slowly. Why not read while drawing? Because I'm not that coordinated. I mean, I guess I kinda... No. Because all 3 of them from the first bit get introduced kind of at the same time. So I can't really draw them at the same time. So I'll draw my like main character first. Now I've got to remember them properly as well. This has been a very long time since I've done this. There we go. Wait, we can. If we don't finish it, then part 2 at 1 point. I'm already at 1.1. No, I'm at 1.01, aren't I? That's true. Maybe. If I leave you guys on a big cliffhanger, maybe you can vote for, like... I might give you a chance to do another one. Eyeballs, there we go. Then... head. This is what I hated about this character eventually when I grew up. She has a very strange shaped head. I needed to come down a little bit. I don't have enough space. And I will just draw the heads, because it'll be easier that way. And then she has a big diamond shape on her head, because that's because she's cool and has the big diamond shape. And her name is Gem. Can you guess why? Hi, sweetie, welcome. Thank you on the congrats to 1,000. Today we're gonna cringe it up because of it. You're good at MS Paint. I just have a graphics tablet. It's fine. So and then I had did this, and this actually looks a lot better than what I used to draw. The rest we don't finish. The stream will be uploaded to Patreon. I mean, I guess the patrons would be paying for it at that point. And then I did that. So, let's give her a smile. So this is Gem. Yeah. Let's scroll over. Let's do her bestie. That's a big nose. We don't like that. Too big, too big. Yeah, this isn't with the mouse. Definitely not with the mouse. I could not do this with the mouse. Bestie, who has the big round eyes, because she's got the big... I don't know why. Nope, that's awful. Why would I do that? Not even a specific type of gem, just gem? Yes, indubitably. Her full name is Gemini, because it's cool, you know? Who will be paying more, though? Also, your sanity. Yeah, probably my sanity. Probably my sanity. And then then again, we want the eyeball. It's progressively getting shitter as I care less. It's fine. This is fine. This eyebrow thing is way out though. That's way too big. Like the rest is kind of okay. And then like this, and then she had a kind of flatter head for some reason, and then like her wavy, like that. Yeah, perfect. 10 out of 10. Boop 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. And then she has like spikes here, and then this bit's bright blue, and then this spike's a dark blue, and we'll give her a smile too. You got the. You don't know how much I drew these in my youth. You really do not. It is ingrained in my memory. I did a whole school project on this because our graphics teacher was like, hey, we're going to do a skateboard designing thing and you get to pick the theme. So you know what I picked? I picked Sonic. This is Gem's best friend. And her name is nope, that's the wrong spelling completely. Hi, folks. Yes, I did have a bit of a break. I'm glad you totally didn't miss me. I'm back now. You don't need to totally not miss me anymore. Her name is Frost. Why, you'll find out, maybe, if we get that far. And then let's introduce a bad guy. A bad girl. With practice teeth. Cool, this is cool, OC, don't steal vibes. Yes, correct. Correct vibes. Emma Frost? No, just Frost. Well, no, she has a full name. Frost looks Ensis. I forgot to get a water bottle up here. Oh well. And this is Angie. I can't remember how I spelled this character's name. She's Angie. She gets the Angie eyes. Big Angie eyes. Murr. She has a frowny face because, you know, she's a bad guy, therefore she gets the frowny face. And she's also cool because, like, she gets bandana. Like this. And then like this. And then, you know, bandana's gotta have boomf, boomf. And then you get a little spike. And this, I need to look up how I spelled her name. Oh god, I'm just looking at the. Oh, why do I have to read this? Yeah, bandana for the like this is my bad spelling. This is Terra. With this horrific spelling. She looks like a pirate. She does kind of look like a pirate. I think she had some red around her eyes, like here. I think. It's a long time ago since this. I have somewhat like reincarnated these two characters into other things, but yeah, Tira. Yeah, don't even with this. You're gonna see this horrific spelling a lot today. Because she's a terror, and she's purple and red, and then Frost is blue. Light blue and dark blue, and Gem is gray, and black, and purple. So your love for tea goes way back. The bandana is certified bag. I will tell you, actually, one of the things I do remember when I was designing these three is I stole a lot of their clothes and hair from the Babylon Rogues, from Sonic Riders. like Gem's got this little, like, tube top thing. Frost's got, like, a little sort of one-sleeved, tube-toppy thing. I can't remember what Tara's got. I honestly don't remember. But yeah, this is where a lot of their, like, stuff comes from. But anyway, I think I procrastinated all I possibly can. I managed to procrastinate a good 20 minutes of the stream. Oh no. Hey Briny, did you ever put self-insert into your fanfic? I mean, not intentionally. Me and my friend, when we were younger, we used to write fics where we crossed over our characters. And sometimes those would be self-inserts. We'd be like, oh my god, it's the author of our universe, kind of thing. But that's as far as it went. Shall we? Cancel. Let's just minimize that and Tara's the self. Well, you tell me when I'm reading this who the self-insert is then. Stop. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get a water bottle. I need to get some drink. Run away! Okay, I know I can't run away anymore. I have hydration now. I'm here. Hi, B12, welcome. Welcome to my suffering. Right. Stop procrastinating, let's just read. Let's just do it. It's not even a rip off the Band-Aid moment. There's no ripping it off here. It's gonna last the whole stream. Sonic the Hedgehog. Isn't success fun? Success is a thing. Suggestion, handcuff your arm to the table. No. I was gonna be like, maybe I should get some emotional support, like a teddy, but I'm not gonna. We're not gonna do it. I don't want. No, let's do it. I got this. Sonic the Hedgehog, Chaos Gem. Did you frame this as telling this tale as an old sea captain? Arr! The sky was dark. What seemed to be a usual night for Sonic and his friends. Arr! Look, Tashi. Oh, that's a good point. I'm gonna move one of my Tashis right in front of me, and he can give me some social support. They slept in their beds, unaware on the trials that would lie before them the next day. The world of Astron was silent. Darkness swept over the land, and no stars hung in the sky. In the shy, apparently. Oh, Grammarly's gonna have a field day with this. Only a moon that floated in the sky watched this strange world sleep. Most of the world was quiet, but in a city known as Ame, Two hedgehogs battled it out, throwing balls and discs of energy that exploded on impact. Tashi will look at you in disappointment. He will judge me. He will judge me, but I don't care. He still brings me strength. The two of them had been fighting for a while now, as one of them, called Gem, was being driven back. Gem was a grey hedgehog with a black diamond shape on her forehead. Her duty was to protect the Ame light. The Ame light is a great power source that gives Ame its power. Gem was a soldier and has been thrust onto non-stop battle and training since the age of 4. God, it's so cringe. So cringe. She was a grey hedgehog with a purple diamond... Wait, past me! You said with a black diamond shape on her forehead, and then later I said it was a... What the fuck? Okay, whatever. On her forehead, and her quills were pulled back into a ponytail, giving the illusion that looked like a grey and black fire. Her best friend Frost watched from the sidelines, knowing from personal experience not to get involved unless needed. She was a light blue hedgehog with blue spikes on her wrists and on the end of her quills that came round to the side of her head and flicked out at the bottom. Yep, good descriptions, me. Good descriptions. Black, purple, yeah, basically the same thing. Why not? The last hedgehog was a Venragan soldier that fought to steal the Ame light and claim it for her city. Her name was Terra. She was a purple hedgehog whose eyes were framed in red and whose quills were bent backwards because of a white bandana. Gem was forced back into the cave that held the Amatolite. Tira, indeed. She was panting violently, finding it hard to keep up the pace she was at. Make it easy for yourself, Gem, taunted Terra. Give up! Gem stood in the way of the Ame light, holding her ground. Never! She said with a determined look on her face. As long as I live, Terra, you will never get your hands on the Ame light. Gem talked confidently, but she was tired and close to defeat. Terra began to bombard Gem with small energy balls. As smoke began to rise, Terra stopped to see if that did it, but when the smoke cleared, Frost had gotten in the way. An airy blue force field surrounded in defense. I thought I told you to stay out of this, Gem whispered to her. This story already better formatting than anything I've written in my life. Fair. I mean, as long as you do a new line for every speech, then you pretty much got formatting down. It's fine. This is fine. I do love my action. There's a bit later on. I'm not sure we'll get to it. But there's the first time I ever made a character bleed, and it's so funny because I went so overboard over tiny cuts. It was great. Anyway, yeah, we'll get to that bit. No spoilers. Sorry. Obviously, this is absolutely A+ craft literature. I can't spoil anything for you. Anyway. You look like you needed a bit of help, she replied. Gem would never ask for help, but Frost gave it to her anyway. You're always in the way, you little bug, Terra said, very sure of herself. She began to attack the force field. It eventually shattered as pieces faded away. Frost's force fields could only take so much power, and they never did last long. Frost didn't have a chance to do anything before she was struck down. She hit the wall and didn't get back up. I almost feel sorry for her, smiled Terra. Frost, Gem said in concern. You! Enraged, Gem threw a big energy ball at Terra. Terra quickly jumped out the way and returned with an energy ball of her own. Gem was knocked into the Ame light as the glass surrounding it shattered. Gem looked behind her to see the light escaping. What the? The light engulfed the 3 hedgehogs. There's some romantic tension between each other. Honestly, maybe there should have been. This is a different light I might read it in now. You gonna look now, Luke? No worries, you have a nice look. No, you're cool and nice and funny. Shut up, go look, shut up. Stop complimenting me, go look. And here comes Sonic. Sonic yawned as he made his way down the stairs to see Tails up early as usual, tinkering with some sort of contraption. Oh, shush you, shush, go look, sod off, go look, sod off! Stop it with the compliments! Meh! Sequel reboot. Sequels and reboots. It's not like I haven't already written shit like that before. Maybe not with so much gay. I definitely was not aware of gayness as much back in the day. It was not talked about back then. It's the blue guy! It's the famous blue guy! Your fanfic may be cringe, but it's Sonic Junior accent level of cringe. Wonderful, I'm glad. The workshop was messy as ever. Tails never did clean up. There were tools and paper all over the place. He looked over his shoulder to see plans that had a lot of technobabble written on them. He didn't bother to ask what it meant. "Morning, Sonic," said Amy, coming in for a hug. She locked her arms around him. He didn't bother to struggle. If it wasn't for Amy, this place would be flooded with paper and tools, so we couldn't complain about her being here. "Morning, Amy. Now get off," he said bluntly. Amy got off. Serialization. 2K. No. Wait, is Moon Girl gonna get a reboot? No! Moon Girl's fine the way it is. It's not even finished yet, let alone a reboot. Sonic, I was wondering if you're doing anything today, then maybe... Sonic! Interrupted Tails, running up to Sonic with a tracker in his hand. Amy gave him an evil glare. I've just detected another Chaos Emerald. It's right here in the city. Let me look, he said as Tails moved the tracker so he could see it. Yes, I basically treat the emeralds as like the Dragon Balls. Void, you should make a Moon Girl and Gem crossover. No! Oh god, keep them... No. No, keep Gem and Drader apart, please. I don't want that to be contaminated. Please. Sonic, don't you go running off! Before Amy could finish her sentence, Sonic had rushed off for the Chaos Emerald. She sighed and then looked up at Tails. You had to tell him then, didn't you? She flipped at Tails. Her green eyes glared as Tails backed off, seeing Amy had gotten her hammer out. Couldn't you see I was about to ask him something? She chased him around the workshop, waving her hammer around like a maniac. Tails took off and flew to a safer position, nearer the roof where Amy couldn't hit him. Get back down here! Amy, calm down. It's not like he was going to go with you anyway. Tails attempted to reason. You're not helping yourself! She yelled as Tails stuck to the roof. She walked over closer to his position. She threw her hammer at him. With a direct hit at full force, Tails fell to the ground head first. Amy just smiled and said, I want to clean you to clean this place up. Is Amy myself? Well, I mean, we've only done like the first one so far, so 10 out of 10, please. I'm gonna make Brainy read that too, and I'm gonna add your piece. Of course, Amy's kind of violent. Her speciality is just having a hammer. It's great. Frost opened her eyes and got up. She looked around, confused at her surrounding forest. Amy doesn't have forests, she mumbled. Gem! She shouted. Her voice wandered around the trees, but nothing came back but the echo. Gem! She yelled again, but nothing came back. She began to walk in a random direction. I wonder where we are. The thoughts ran through her head. What happened to Gem and, not so importantly, Tara? One last thought came to her mind that she didn't expect. Why does this place seem so familiar? The thoughts just went through as she set off to find Jem. Tara stood in the city centre, quite confused at what she was seeing. This can't be Amy. It's too bright, too happy, she whispered to herself. What happened? What happened? Your usual power source shouldn't do that. What happened to it? What happened to Jem? She began to stroll around as Sonic's blue stream flew past her. She didn't know where to go, so she followed it. She came to a block at the road. She came to a block in the road that was a huge robot. I'm gonna add another version of from the scrapped fanfic. Yep, definitely stretch the G. Gem! Yep, definitely. Sonic stopped in front of the robot and looked at the tracker in his hand. He looked at the robot to see the Chaos Emerald on its chest plate. This is an Eggman original! Wait, no, that's Sonic. Ah, this is original Eggman, teased Sonic to Eggman, who was in his floating contraption beside the robot. Use the Chaos Emerald to power your robot. Take this as lightly as you want, Sonic! But with this Chaos Emerald giving my robot power of teleportation, it'll be even faster than you! He threatened, but Sonic didn't look like he cared all that much. Your trash can's in my way, said Tara, standing behind it. Eggman looked at her and ignored her. E128 attack! He stopped midway to watch a red energy disc cut through the robot and explode. The smoke cleared as Tara walked over the broken robot, as some of the robot fell from the sky. Both Sonic and Eggman stood there staring at this girl with an extraordinary power. Tara stopped for a second and glared up at Eggman. He immediately flew off. Sonic shook off the distraction and picked up the Chaos Emerald from the wreckage. Thanks, he said as Tara just ignored him and kept walking. Who are you? Why do you want to know? She said, turning her head, her red eyes displaying nothing but hatred. If only I had an Eggman moustache. Well, I want to know the name of the person that helped me get a Chaos Emerald. He answered, finding it strange how she was so cold to him, because obviously everyone's nice to Sonic. It's Tara, she said sharply. What's a Chaos Emerald? This thing, he said, holding up the emerald in his hand. Tara looked disappointed and went to walk off. It's powerful stuff. Good thing we got it from Eggman. They can be dangerous in the wrong hands. She stopped and smiled. Don't even, Lucas, you know it's terrible. I know it's terrible. We all know it's terrible. We all know it's terrible. Powerful, she thought. What's that in your hand? And you said Chaos Emerald. Does that mean there's more than one? She inquired. Sure, there's 7, replied Sonic, like the idiot he is. And this is the tracker, built by my friend Tails. It can track Chaos Emeralds, because obviously he's going to tell her everything. Masterclass in writing. Masterclass on what not to do, maybe. Tara became even more interested. Really? Can I have a look? She said. Sonic nodded. Sure, he said, handing her the tracker. Tara looked at the tracker. What's this? She pointed to the big flashing dot on the small screen. Sonic looked over her shoulder. Oh? That's Tails' workshop. We got some other Chaos Emeralds there, he replied. Do you want to come back with me? Tara nodded intently. Where can I give this a 5-star review? In the comments section after the stream. The two walked into Tails' workshop. Hey, Tails! He called Sonic. Tails looked up from his work. Look what I've got! It's a girl! No, wait. A Chaos Emerald! Sonic handed it to Tails. Terra watched like a hawk as he carried it away. Sonic! Came a yell from inside. Amy came running out and threw herself on Sonic. Amy! He struggled to get her off, but she eventually unlocked her arms. And who are you? She said, noticing Terra and expecting her closely. Terra, she mumbled back. She sighed and turned to walk out. Maybe I should go. I've got something to sort out anyway. You don't have to go. She stopped to listen. Maybe we can help you, offered Sonic. Terra smiled and turned back around. Maybe you can. I'm looking for a grey hedgehog with a black diamond shape on her forehead named Gem. You haven't seen her, have you? The two shook their heads. Tails had his head in some machine and didn't really notice. Why do you need to find her? Asked Amy. I think she's stolen something very important that I need, she replied. You think she's stolen something from you? Repeated Sonic skeptically. I'm not actually sure how I got her in the first place. I was trying to stop her from getting the A-mail light, but I think we broke its container, and the next thing I knew I was standing in the city street. She lied. What's the A-mail light? Amy asked. It's a great power source I was protecting. She lied again. I don't think there's any other way to get back home. That time she didn't lie. She looked at the floor with a sincere look of thought. Oh yeah, Bryony, I haven't updated you about my official book. I've decided I want to call it Unparental Control. I wanted it to be about a mother with severe anger issues. Oh lordy, that sounds like it could be interesting. We'll help you, Sonic said, thinking he was doing the right thing. Thanks, she replied. Gem walked through the packed street, looking round for anything that looked or seemed familiar to her. Oh, I hope Frost is okay. What just happened, though? She mumbled and stopped walking to think, because obviously you can't do both at the same time. Terra is a naughty, naughty girl. Indeed she is. I guess when I think about it, I don't really know much about the A-mail light, just that we can get power from it. And Gem brought her head up when she heard a familiar voice. Oh no. She walked forward and looked around a gate to see Terra and some people she didn't recognize. Yeah, don't you love it when there's zero ambiguity to anything? Oh, lordy. Terra, she said, walking in. Terra turned around. Gem, Terra replied. Both had energy balls in their hands now. Where is the A-mail light? Sonic and Amy watched this on the sidelines, looking quite worried at the threatening-looking energy balls. I was going to ask you the same question, Gem replied, still on the defensive. You don't have it? Said Terra. Why would I have it? She replied. Because you were the one who wanted to steal it, answered Terra. Gem withdrew her energy ball and had a confused look on her face. What are you talking about? That was you. I was the one ordered to protect it. Sonic looked at Terra. What? He said, quite confused. Terra panicked. Liar! She yelled, flinging her energy ball at Gem. Oh, so that's how you want to play it. She ducked under the energy ball, then throwing one of her own that knocked Terra back. She charged another and had it ready to throw at Terra, but Sonic jumped in the way. Out of the way! Demanded Gem. No! Sonic stood strong between them. Gem looked behind him to see Terra just smiling. Fine! Gem withdrew her energy ball and walked away. My fight isn't with you. But Terra, don't think this is over. She walked out of the property. She doesn't have the A-mail light, said Gem and Terra. The clearer, the more enjoyable, am I right? Yeah! Looking forward to the two large tragic villain backstory. Jem walked to the outskirts of the city. With frustration eating away at her, she set off an energy ball into the sky. It flew high and looked like a purple shooting star. Frost walked through the green forest and saw the purple energy. She knew exactly what it was and ran in the direction it came from. Shadow and Rouge. Yay! It's the boy! Looked up to see the flying purple light. What is that? I say we check it out, suggested Rouge. Shadow nodded, and the two went in the direction it came from. Oh yeah, by the way, Omega basically doesn't exist in these fanfics. I don't know. I just didn't want to write about him, I guess. Yay! Everyone's here! Shadow and Rouge walked into the field where Jem sat. It was basically a green hill, and to Jem, this was a very rare thing to find. Not noticing Jem, Rouge said, "That's strange. I'm sure the light came from here." Jem heard the sound of voices and turned around. She stood still and stared at Shadow. Shadow turned his head, and Rouge looked at Jem and said, "Who are you?" Jem looked like she woke up from a daydream and looked at Rouge. Oh, he's so pretty that she just, stopped for him. This hurts. This physically hurts me. Ah! Carry on. Let's go. I'm Jem, she answered. She looked back at Shadow. And you are? It's Shadow. He stepped forward. And this is Rouge, he said. What do you know about that purple light that came from here? Rouge asked. Jem took a second to think what she meant. Oh yeah, that was a ball of pure energy, Jem replied. Rouge and Shadow looked blank. Where did it come from? Asked Shadow. Jem stayed silent and gathered another ball of energy in her hand as a demonstration. The two looked amazed at the power held in her hand. That's amazing, said Shadow. Jem withdrew the energy and replied, Thanks. Jem! Shouted a voice behind her. She turned to see Frost running up to meet her. She stopped when she got to them. Frost, she said happily, because for some reason I didn't want people hugging when there should have been a hug there. Brady takes 1 sanity point of damage each line she reads. Yeah, I do. If Moon Girl gets a season 2, can I give you ideas because eventual success equals sequels? No! Well, I suppose you can give me suggestions if you want. That doesn't mean I have to take them. But you have no idea where Moon Girl is going, so you can't give me suggestions right now. What's going on, Jem? Where in the world are we? What happened to Terra and the Ame light? Frost said, eager for answers. She looked up to see Shadow and Rouge. Oh, and who are these guys? Firstly, Frost, meet Shadow and Rouge. They saw my energy balls and came to investigate. As for where we are, I have no idea, and same goes for the Ame light. And Terra has found this little group of gullible saps to hang around with. And have inconvenienced them, and have convinced them that I'm the enemy. Moon Girl Multiverse. No, I don't want it to go that far. How much I planned of Moon Girl is how much of Draida's story I want to tell. If I was going to do any more past what I planned of Moon Girl, I would probably focus on a different character. Or maybe even a different part of the world, and maybe how they dealt with the things that happened. Who knows? I see severe lack of Knuckles so far. Don't you worry. We'll get there. He's important. I mean, Void, you probably have some guesses as to where Moon Girl will go. But I feel like I have some curveballs up my sleeve. It's a completely different story in Patreon. It's in no way connected to Moon Girl. So yes, it is technically a different universe, but it is not a multiverse connected to Moon Girl. According to Terra having a crush on the girl. Wrong character. Anyway, Jem explained, trying to get her breath back from the long-winded speech. Frost frowned. What are you talking about? Who's this Terra? What is the Ame like? Said Shadow, just looking a little bit confused. And don't worry about it. It's not your problem. It's mine. Come on, Frost. And Jem said as she began to walk away. She turned around to see Frost begin to follow her, then looked back at Shadow and Ruse. Come on, Frost, she repeated. Jem, she said, do you think these guys might be able to help? I mean, they might know about the people that Terra's stuck around with. Jem sighed and came back. Fine. Do you two happen to know a blue hedgehog, a pink girl, and a two-tailed fox? Said Jem. Sonic, Amy, and Tails. Shadow and Rouge both nodded. But why would Terra be with them? She's only interested in... Frost froze in mid-sentence as a weird but familiar feeling hit her. She stood there in silence. She looked over her shoulder at Shadow, then quickly brought her head back. Are you all right? Asked Jem. Frost shook her head to snap out of it. Yeah, I'm fine. Shadow, she turned around. You don't by any chance have something with you that has a lot of power? Shadow thought for a second, then pulled out the emerald and said, You mean this? Frost looked shocked for a second, then just stared at it and nodded. What is it? Asked Jem, looking at it, then her friend's strange reaction. A Chaos Emerald, whispered Frost under her breath. No one heard her. It's a Chaos Emerald. He looked up at Frost, who still seemed off. How did you know I had this? He asked. Frost woke up. I said it's power, she replied. Do you think it's possible for Sonic to have one? Asked Jem. I'm sure it's more than likely, actually, answered Rouge. Then that has to be what Terra's after, concluded Jem. Do you know that there is a bigger power source? Added Rouge. Jem lifted her head. It's called the Master Emerald, and it lies there. Rouge pointed to an island floating very high up in the sky. Jem's expression dropped a little. Well, we better make sure Terra isn't there, she said with a slight shake in her voice. But you've been cliché so far, and I've made some pinpoint-accurate predictions with your storytelling. Also, Nox's whatever. I don't keep track of the detective. Can't use supernatural phenomena to commit it. I think I completely lost what you're saying, Void. I'm not saying that you can't guess what Moon Girl is. It's just that you don't know for sure because I haven't put it out. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm a master at things, but I'd like to think that I have one or two things up my sleeve that hopefully will surprise you. Hopefully. I want you to be surprised. It'll be fun. Kind of curious how the OCs seem to have a never-ending well of sass compared to the original character. Well, that's because Jem's just really freaking stubborn and angry. Especially at the start. She's so angry at the start. It's not the size of the emerald. Meanwhile, Sonic helped Terra. Are you okay? That looked like it hurt, he said. I'm fine, she replied. She could have hit harder if she wanted to. What about what she was saying about you? That you wanted to steal the AMA light, not her, asked Sonic, trying to clear up a few things after that confusing greeting. She thought of an explanation. Jem will do anything for power. She's obviously lying. Sonic looked at her suspiciously and nodded. A giant purple energy ball suddenly flew through the sky. Sonic Amy stared at it in amazement. Terra smiled and said, Someone's wasting her energy. What is that? Said Amy. I'm going to repeat what I did in the last scene. Ha ha ha! A A ball of pure energy coming from none other than Gem, since she is the only other one that can do that, answered Terra. Tails came out to see the energy ball. So you're saying you can do that with pure energy? Tails had to find out more. Terra nodded. But why is yours red rather than purple? Terra gathered some energy in her hands to demonstrate. Pure energy is hard to control, so we need to use a part of our own energy to keep it in line. If we don't... The ball went white and started spiralling out of control, then exploded in their faces. Oh, said Tails. Terra's pocket started to vibrate, and she pulled out the Chaos Emerald tracker. Tails looked over her shoulder. There's a Chaos Emerald headed towards Angel Island, he yelled. Sonic came over and had a look himself. What are we waiting for? He said, running into the workshop with Tails. He came out with a blue plane. Terra, meet the tornado! He introduced. Hop on! Terra nodded and got on. Don't think you're escaping me again, Sonic! Said Amy, getting on too. With everyone on, the tornado set off. How did Shadow and the others get out? I don't know. Probably some gun plane. Gem gave a quick peek over the side and pulled her head straight back over. She took a deep breath and then went to join the others. So, where's this Master Emerald? Asked Gem. In the centre of the island, answered Rouge. Overhead came the sound of engines as the blue tornado came for a landing. Sonic and the others jumped out, and it didn't take long for the two groups to notice each other. Both Terra and Gem jumped straight to the defensive. You again, said Sonic. What is Shadow and Rouge doing here? And who are you? Referring to Frost. My name's Frost. Chance. Hi, I'm here. My name's Frost. What a sweetie. She's a baby. She's a baby. She answered, giving him the nicest greeting he'd had all day. By the power that may be, Shadow must always be at the epicenter of every cool event. Yes! Did Sonic exist when you wrote this? I don't know. When did that meme start? 1 second. We need to do a know your meme thing. Know your meme, Sonic. Like, when was this a thing? Um, 2010? Probably not then. This was most likely before Sonic existed. When did Uganda Knuckles start? I don't know. I'm not gonna search that one. Never mind. We all know. You all know my age at this point. I've told you many a time. You know I'm an old internet lady, really. Shadow's the epicenter. Is the epicenter. Yes, he is the epicenter of every cool event. Exactly. Or at least he has to be there to support his future waifu. Not 40! Shut up, Lucas! You know it's 30! Not 40! Stop adding 10 years on me! Bastard! Probably 17 in 2010. How old was I in 2010? Yeah, 17's probably a bit spot on, actually. Correct. No. 30. 30. My name is Frost. Where are we at? What are you all doing here? Asked Tails. Probably here for the Master Emerald too, directed Terra. Tails, go warn Knuckles, said Sonic as Tails flew over the trees. You liar! As in the musical instrument! Oh, past me. The two hedgehogs began to bicker. Frost turned her head to the centre of the island, then walked in that direction. She came out to a clearing that held a big monument. Whoa, she whispered to herself. She walked round to the bottom of the staircase, to the top, to see Tails and Knuckles. That's the Master Emerald, isn't it? She said. The two looked down on her. And who are you? Said Knuckles. Childbri was proud of that. Childbri was probably not proud of that. Knuckles, she's with the other girl, the one that steals power, reminded Tails. In that case, get away from here! Fine, demanded Knuckles. Fine, fine. Frost began to walk away. Wait, why are you giving up so easily? Asked Tails. 'Cause I don't steal energy? Frost stopped and turned around. But what about Terra? Frost interrupted. Terra is also a musical instrument. Can't just call someone a liar. That's so mean. You have to call them a liar. If you're going to call them a musical instrument, you at least have to do it musically. Terra's a liar. She's been lying to you from the start. Gemini, not the enemy. Terra is. One more thing, asked Knuckles. How did you find this place? Didn't mean to hop on. Where's my button? Yeah! Looks like your friend ran off on you, Gem, said Terra. Gem came off the defensive and turned around to see Frost was gone. Frost, she mumbled, dropping her guard. Oh yeah, she won't do anything without you knowing, Terra said sarcastically, knocking Gem back with a hard kick. You should really try keeping that little bug in line. Wait, Tails isn't back either, added Sonic. They began to run for the centre of the island. Shadow helped Gem keep up because she's slow. And they followed the others. How did you find this place? Asked Knuckles as the others came to the opening. I sense power. This thing has a lot of it, she answered. Frost, said Gem, as Frost turned around. They both looked at Terra, who was smiling quite a lot. Finally, a chance for some real power, she said, then disappeared, then reappeared next to the Master Emerald. Gem quickly teleported. Oh yeah, so apparently I never mentioned teleportation until now. And Terra shouldn't be able to teleport. That's incorrect. That's incorrect. That's incorrect for future canon. So we're dealing with people that steal energy. Fanfic before Briny Void uses a circlet of mimicry and shapeshifts while also being able to drain energy from you. Okay, that's a thing. Power scaling goes wild, indubitably. What is this power scaling you talk about? We don't care. My characters can use pure energy and they can teleport and they can fly and they can totally beat you up. Yeah, they can beat up anyone. Teleported herself behind and shoved her off the monument. She got up, wiped herself down, and said, How are you meant to stop me, Gem? You know you didn't do it last time. Gem threw an energy ball to the ground that knocked Terra into the sky, but she didn't come back down. Knuckles was quick to try a punch. Terra caught his fist and yawned. She threw him over her shoulder like a piece of scrap. Knuckles hit the floor pretty hard. Shadow! Said Sonic. Shadow nodded and the two tried to spin attack Terra. Terra threw an energy ball at the two to knock them off course. They headed for Gem at amazing speed. Gem disappeared and threw an energy disc at Terra after reappearing behind her. But all but Frost looked at them fight, amazed at the power they had behind the energy balls they wielded. Gem could see Knuckles getting up and getting ready to try again. Would you guys stop it? She yelled. You can't take her. Besides, she's my problem. Terra smiled. Best advice I've heard all day. Terra came to the ground. But you can't take me either. Oh, really? Gem stood at the ready. Yes, really. And I can prove it. With that, Terra grabbed Gem's wrist. And yeah, they can fly too. She can fly too. Shit, I forgot about that. Hello, Java Hop. Welcome to the Cringe Town. Yeah, it's Cringe Town. I have nothing more to say of it. It's weird Cringe Town. Maybe getting cut event was Bryce's attempt to ground the story. There is no grounds. There is no ground. We're on Angel Island. We're floating. I forgot she could fly. I can't fly, but apparently Terra can. I forgot about that. I thought she'd, like, taken the energy back at this point. Maybe that was why she could do all this wild shit. Apparently not. This doesn't make sense for other things in the story. How did I do this? Ah! Oh well, it's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. Anne flew her to the edge of the island and hung her off the edge. Jem took one look down and froze. High, isn't it? Frost and the others came to see what was going on. Oh no, Jem! Frost shouted. Jem's breathing got heavy and all she did was stare down. The soldier they saw before had gone and she was reduced to a rag doll hanging out to dry. Let her go! Because obviously someone has to say the stupid words when someone is dangling, and it was Sonic! Terra smiled. Okay, she replied, letting go of Jem's wrists. Jem began to fall on to the edge. Oh, fuck. I don't want to know. I can't do this anymore. Oh, kill me. Kill me. Kill me right now. I don't want to... Okay, we have to carry on. We have to carry on. We have to at least get through this part. This is one part of, oh god, how many parts did I have to this? 1 second. I'm not procrastinating, you're procrastinating. I can't kill you. You have so much more fan victory. But I wanna die. Why won't you let me die? Hi, Zoe. How are you? Oh yeah, there's 9 parts to this. This is part 1 of 9. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. We can do this. It's gonna be absolutely fine. There's gonna be no cringe Shadow OC waifu stuff coming up at all. It's gonna be fine. You can't die to read your books. That's true! I hate it. I hate it, but I really want to right now. One of those parts I wrote entirely in one day by hand. Most of this was written by hand on notepaper and then typed up afterwards. What did you miss? Nothing interesting, so. In fact, you probably shouldn't even be here. You should run away while you can. You should run. You should run. Okay. Oh, really? Okay. Jem began to fall, but grabbed onto the edge as she dragged her eyes away from the ground below her, only to see Terra coming down to finish her off. Look at you, Gemini. Gemini's her full name, for the record. You missed the best speech. What did I type it on? I originally typed it on OpenOffice, I believe. The fear in your eyes. It's pathetic. She pushed her off the side as she fell. Frost ran to the edge and yelled, Jem! Shadow, moments later, jumped off the edge. Shadow, what are you doing? Shouted Rouge. He caught up with Jem, grabbed her arm, and put it round him. She had her eyes firmly closed. Chaos control, he said, and in an instant they were back on Angel Island. She opened her eyes. It's okay, reassured Shadow. Yes, because that's how it is. Yes, which is the most painful part. The most painful part isn't even in this bit. It's not even in this first section. I don't even know what the most... Oh no, I do know what the most painful part is. Shit! Ah! I just had psychic damage even thinking about it. Jem is definitely the self. Yes, she might be. Shush, don't... Lucas, no. Lucas, yes, but no. But no, but yes. Shh. We don't say that. She opened her eyes and looked then the other one. She moved her head round, quite shocked to see she was back, and then looked at Shadow a bit confused. Shadow, she said, you saved me! Pain! She just stared, and he stared back. They were quiet and just stood there. The moment faded as the ground began to shake. What's going on? said Jem. The Master Emerald! What the hell was that accent? You took sanity damage from that. Yeah, I told you this was cringe town. You wanted this. You wanted this. Probably going to end up in the fetal position at some point during the stream. Yes it is. Steven Universe stole my... It's not an original idea. It's fine. I'm not crying. You're crying. No, I'm not crying yet, but I'll admit my eyes did, tear up a little there with the pain. Right, we're okay. No! Jem yelled, running up to stop her, but because of the shaking, she tripped and fell. She walked down to her and said, "You're too late!" Tara disappeared and Angel Island fell from the sky. Jem punched the step she was on. Sonic walked up to her and put his hand out. "Want some help?" he offered. "No," she answered sternly. "You and your friends have done enough." She got up, ignoring his hand. She walked down to meet the others. "What are we going to do now? The Master Emerald's power is almost limitless," said Knuckles as Sonic came down after her. "That's not really true," answered Frost shyly. I am indeed crying. This is cold. How powerful is it that Miss Know-It-All? Said Knuckles, insulted that someone knew more about the Master Emerald than he did. It's hard to put into words how powerful it is. I'd say it would be about the same as 8 Chaos Emeralds, she answered, as Knuckles stood there, horrified that she actually got out an answer. I learned to animate to be able to make an A and B of this scene with Linkin Park music for extra edge. Ah! No! No, 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 no. You will learn to animate to create my literal worst nightmare, will you, Hogan? Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. But there's only 7 Chaos Emeralds, muttered Tails. Plus Terra's original power makes it 9. Hope seemed to fade from the others. But Jem, you and Terra's power is about the same, so if you use the power of the Chaos Emeralds, we might have a chance, she explained. That's a Chaos Emerald's worth of might right there, Rouge pointed out. We don't have much of a choice though, do we? And if Terra gets her hands on the Chaos Emeralds too, then she's going to be unstoppable. I can't let that happen, said Jem. Looked at her, knowing she blamed herself for everything that happened so far. Yes. No. The public seems to be on board with the idea. Who am I to fail them? You should fail them. The public's stupid. You should never listen to them. Boss finally found something worse than Redacted Town. Yeah, this is definitely doing more psychic damage than Redacted Town. Speaking of which, I should hydrate so I don't dehydrate, because apparently I'm losing hydration through my eyes! Okay. How many pages are we in? I don't know. This is only a 23-page section. We're not even nearly... We're about halfway through. We've only done, we're an hour and 12 minutes in, and we've only done, I don't know, about 10 pages. Oh, Lord. You guys must have some emeralds, too. We do have 3, but they're back at the workshop, answered Tails. Let's go, then, said Amy. I feel like it's a War and Peace already. Terra watched in triumph as the floating island fell into the vast ocean. I'll leave Jem a little time to wallow in her defeat. She'll be easier to get then, she mumbled to herself as she walked away. But if she learns to use chaos, and then gets all the Chaos Emeralds, there's a chance she could become more powerful with her energy. I couldn't help but overhear your predicament, said a voice from behind. She quickly turned to see Eggman. What do you want? You need to find the Chaos Emeralds before Sonic and his friends, he began. Tara looked interested. Go on, she insisted. And I have a way for you to find them, he continued. All I ask is one thing in return. What do you want? She persisted. Me trying to use words other than said and not using good words. It's over now! 70% of today's stream was just Bro choking on her own pain. Yeah, that's exactly what today was always going to be. Always going to be. 10k special. I choke on my pain. Correct. They arrived at Tails' workshop as Tails ran in to get their Chaos Emeralds. Gem darted out of the plane as fast as possible. Tails came back with the 3 emeralds and noticed Gem. You shouldn't have bothered getting off, Gem. We're not staying, he said. Do we have to fly? She asked, the fear showing on her face, though she tried to hide it. Sorry, I could see you don't like flying, but it's the only way we're going to find the Chaos Emeralds before Terra, she replied as Gem looked up at the plane and frowned. How are we meant to find the Chaos Emeralds in that thing anyway? She asked, trying to prolong the time, trying to do exactly what I did at the start of the stream. Trying to prolong the time it took for her to go on the plane again. We have a tracker that locks on the Chaos energy. He put the Chaos Emeralds down and looked for the tracker. Here, Gem nodded. Shadow and Sonic, who ran instead, caught up with them. Petition for 10k special via Briny model based off Gem. Oh, why would you say that? Hey, Briny, are social media platforms copyrighted? You didn't have any problem dropping Twitter in Moon Girl, so would it be redundant to add MetaTube and Witch to my unique story? I don't know. I don't think it is copyrighted. One, Twitter doesn't exist anymore, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, most stories, I don't think anyone's gonna come after you for it. I think it's a weird Japanese thing that they put like Y-box and things like that on them. It depends on your representation of them as well. You got to think about it. If you're gonna like be bashing these things, probably best using a different word. If you're just mentioning it as a thing that exists, I don't think anyone will care. Twitter is fictional now, exactly. Also, fake names are funny. Exactly. 10 out of 10. Hey, greeted Sonic. Gem ignored him. And then Sonic went over to discuss something with Tails. Shadow walked up to Gem. Are you okay? You didn't seem too happy about flying, he asked. Yeah, I'm fine, just not the biggest fan of flying, she said and looked away. There's something else, isn't there? He said softly. Time to take some more psychic damage, guys. Honestly, I'm just wondering. Why did you save me? Shadow looked a bit confused. Not that I'm not grateful, but it's not exactly something you do, risking your life for someone you just met. Especially not where I come from. Oh, you ready for some edge, everyone? What's it like when you come from, then? He asked. Ame is a city of darkness. It's fallen so much. Now you can't trust anyone. Not until they've proven themselves trustworthy. Most people are backstabbers and, well, do anything to get what they want. Like use people, betray, even kill, she explained. Well, you turned out just fine, didn't you? She said. She turned to him and smiled. Ugh! That was awful. Right, you need to get all the Park CD up. Oh my gosh, she's from an edgy place where it's all edgy. And when I actually write that place, I don't write it half as edgy as she explains. My goal was to bash the platforms and add some personality types associated with them. Yeah, so I would go with different names. If that is your plan, go with different names. Better safe than sorry if you're going to bash them. Time to go, said Tails in the plane. Gem unhappily made her way back to the plane, leaving Shadow and Sonic to run along behind as the plane took off. Gem stared at the floor of the plane and didn't dare look up as the tornado flew through the air. Frost, on the other hand, stared out the side. And this is her husband. Fucking hell. I'm glad I have a stress ball today. I have a stress ball. It's got a nice smiley face on it, and I don't think I'm going to be that happy for a little while. You seem to like flying, said Knuckles. Frost didn't look at him, but replied, well, I've never flown before. Frost spoke quite quietly, with a timid quality that made her hard to hear over the roar of the engines. Knuckles looked surprised. You've never flown before? He asked. Not in a plane. She looked over at Gem. The Chaos Emeralds started to glow. Hey, Tails, the Chaos Emeralds! Got it! Tails shouted over the engines of the tornado as they went in for a landing. Oh my god. Once again, Gem darted off the tornado. She looked around at the magnificent scenery. The orange light of the sunset or the reflection on the ocean made it look like the sun was still whole. It was like nothing she had seen before. The sand beneath her feet glowed in the warm air, and the warm air tickled her face. You don't get beaches like this in Ame, she said. You sure don't, agreed Frost, coming off after her, and not looking as amazed. Sonic and Shadow joined them. So, where's the Chaos Emerald? Asked Rouge. There's something wrong with the tracker, said Tails. We're gonna have to split up and search. I'll go with Sonic, said Amy, jumping onto Sonic's arm. Sonic could imagine the enforced marriage between him and Amy as he looked at Tails to save him. I'll come with you two, he said, and the three of them walked off in one direction. An experienced treasure hunter like myself can go by herself. And with that, Rouge flew off in the opposite direction. Gem, Frost, Shadow, and Knuckles stood there silently. Okay, so who wants to go with who? Asked Gem, breaking the silence. I'm not going with Shadow. Afraid I'll show you up, knucklehead, insulted Shadow. What did you just call me? Said Knuckles was about to throw a punch when Gem got in the way. Guys, we're on the same team. Now, we can't trust you to go together, so Frost looked up. Do you mind going with Knuckles so these two don't kill each other? Sure, she replied and walked off with Knuckles. And I'm with you, she said to Shadow. Let's go, he said as her and Shadow... And now they're gonna have a romantic walk across the beach! Oh, kill me. Please kill me. Why am I still alive? Why am I still alive? Why do we still have so much of the stream left? I hate this. There's something wrong. How do you mess that up? This is actually making me mad. As it should! It's not good. It shouldn't make you feel good. It's terrible. Gem and Shadow walked across the ocean's outline. Oh god, this is cringe. It's kind of hitting different now on. Exactly! You know, this pacing is interesting. Yes, yes it is. Yes it is. Are you sure you want me to carry on? Are you sure? We could do something else. We could. Are you feel invigorated? At least one person's enjoying it. Are you sure? We could do other things. We can quit. We can quit before the romantic walk across the beach. Gem and Shadow walked across the ocean's outline. They were both pretty quiet. Do you know back on Angel Island? Shadow remembered as Gem looked up at him. What did Terra call you? Gem smiled. Gemini. She looked back to where she was walking. It's my full name, but I hate being called it. Shadow nodded as they both went silent again. Shadow pulled out the Chaos Emerald as if to check it was glowing anymore. Gem just stared at it for a second. She thought of Frost's reaction when she first sensed the Chaos Emerald and when she saw it. Why was Frost so shocked? She thought. It dawned on Gem that she didn't really know much about her friend's past. We're getting closer, said Shadow, interrupting the daydream. Gem ignored these thoughts and focused on the reason they were here. Can I have a look at the Chaos Emerald? Do you feel like pina coladas? I can't wait for them to talk about the feelings. They're not going to talk about their feelings for a long time. We cannot quit before the kiss under the sunset. Nope, you're not going to get that in this part, that's for sure. We might be here for a few hours if you're going to wait for the kiss. Shadow handed it to her. The Chaos Emerald sparked as it enters Gem's hand. What was that? Said Shadow. I don't know. She answered as they walked on. The power inside this thing is weird, she added. No feelings, only action! Lots of talking! That's what I like. I'm willing to wait for eons if needed. You wait, Hope. Right, it's gonna have to rewatch it. No, I don't. I can willfully just not make a short. I should make a short. But what bit would I even make a short of here? There's so much gold. How am I supposed to pick 30 seconds of this stream to make a short out of? How so? It's hard to explain. It's just so different to what I'm used to. Even holding it just feels strange. It's gotta be tough to control, she explained. He took it off her and said, Really? Chaos control. He disappeared, then reappeared behind her. She turned around quite surprised. That's what you used to save me, right? Shadow nodded. When you do that, though, it felt like nothing actually happened. This, on the other hand, she grabbed his wrist and teleported him down the beach. Shadow looked quite dizzy. When you do that, you can feel the energy transference. She noticed. Shadow, sorry, it does leave you a bit dizzy the first time you do it. Anyway, you need to help me learn how to use chaos. Shadow shook out the dizziness. I don't know how you can do those explosive balls you do, but he handed her that chaos emerald and it sparked. Try concentrate on what you want. Then, when you're ready, say chaos control. Because obviously it's that simple, right? Just scream for 30 seconds, that's for sure. This stream is painful and I love it. Please make something even... No! I don't think I could make something more cringe now. Like, there are just physical barriers between me and this level of cringe. But like I said, there's technically more cringe to come in this plot that we're probably not going to get to. Sorry, I just took psychic damage thinking about it. Ow. You have standards now. Exactly, I have standards now. I've improved. The one thing I always thought about cringe is if you look back and you feel like something's cringe, that means you've learned and improved. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Gem nodded. She closed her eyes to concentrate as the chaos started to spark and glow. It's not supposed to spark, though, Shadow thought before he could tell Gem. She said, Chaos control. She disappeared as a sand explosion appeared not far behind him. Gem flew back, but Shadow caught her. She looked up at him. I guess that's not how you do it, then, she pointed out. No, why was it sparking? He said. Why did it just explode like that? Gem got back on her own 2 feet. Seriously, I don't know. I seriously don't know. It's like it reacts with my own power, she replied as Shadow went to get the Chaos Emerald that was in the middle of a newly formed sand crater. That's why you blocked out the entirety of your 20s. Mood. Absolute mood. You need to find a way around that, or we're never going to get a chance to fight against terror, he said, walking on. Gem followed him down the beach. Frost and Knuckles walked on the sandy beach. So apparently I swapped scene without making any sort of a break. Well done, past me. So why does that Gem girl hate flying so much? Said Knuckles, continuing the conversation as they started on the tornado. She hates heights, she replied. Oh. She'll never admit it, though, she added. Frost was walking quite fast ahead of Knuckles. Frost suddenly stopped. What's wrong? He said, running to catch up to her. Terror. She's here. And I think she's closer to the Chaos Emerald than us. She began to run off as Knuckles followed, having to trust her senses. Yep, Shadow does a lot of talking. He's a wee bit OOC, and you gotta live with this. You are my special. trauma. That's a different kind of psychic damage from that song. Anyway. Frost Knuckles OTP. Hi, Q. Welcome. Losing hydration using eyes, huh? Yeah. Hydration falling out of eyes. Yeah. Sonic and Tails walk down the beach with Sonic's new arm attachment, Amy. Why did you have to come, Tails? This could have been so romantic if it was just me and Sonic on a sunset stroll, she moaned at Tails. Amy's head filled with pictures of what it would be like if it was just her and Sonic. Because if Tails didn't come along, I'd be running for the hills. Sonic mumbled, "What did you say? Nothing!" Sonic panicked. Amy went back to enjoying the sunset, and Sonic sighed. "Wait, what is that?" said Tails, grabbing something shiny he spotted in the sand. "It's the Chaos Emerald!" Sonic managed to shake Amy off. "Way to go, Tails!" he congratulated. "I'd like that, thank you," said Terra, walking towards them, with the tracker in her hand. "And any other Chaos Emeralds you might have." She stopped about 2 meters in front. Sonic looked closer at the tracker. Eggman's logo was printed on the back. "Tails, the eternal third wheel." Yes. Or more like the Amy blocker. No! Snapped Sonic, pushing Amy and Tails behind him. "Where did you get that tracker?" This is a little present. It says peasant, but it does mean present. From your good friend Eggman. And unless you don't want to see another day, I suggest you hand them over. And unless you want to see another day, I suggest you hand them over, is what I probably meant. Imagine if they see a gold and he just turns Super Saiyan in front of them. Yeah. You're gonna look so I don't say anything that would distract you from reading anymore. No, distract me! Distract me! Please distract me from this hell. "You're not getting your hands on any more Chaos Emeralds, Terra!" Sonic stated strongly as Terra just smiled and threw an energy disc at the three. The energy disc hit as a cloud of sand and smoke began to clear. Frost stood in front of them, shielding them with her airy blue force field. You light blue bug always getting in the way," raged Terra. "Frost, I'm glad to see you," said Sonic. "Hey guys," yelled Knuckles, catching up. "Where's Shadow, Gem, and Rouge?" asked Amy. "Rouge went on her own and Gem's with Shadow," answered Knuckles, getting his breath back. "With the new power I've acquired, you don't stand a chance," mocked Terra, charging up another ball and throwing it at them. Frost's shield shattered as she was knocked back a little. "It's too much power for my shield. My shields can't take it," she said as Terra closed in on them. "Last chance to hand over the Chaos Emeralds," she ordered. "Never!" yelled Knuckles as he went for a punch again. His fist was caught. She bent it down and forced him to his knees. "Please, that's pathetic," she commented, throwing him behind her once again. She got another energy ball ready and went to throw it when she was hit in the back with a ball of purple energy. "Leave them alone, Terra. This is between you and me." How the heck are normal characters even going to fight overpowered OCs? Yeah, if you give me money, then it will help distract me. Yay! Thank you, Q. I appreciate it. I don't like coffee, but I will definitely grab myself a tea. Happy holidays to you, and indubitably, I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. Nice, done. Thank you. I think I should say thank you for the next half an hour so that I don't have to read anymore. Time to introduce even more powerful OCs. We'll get there. We'll get to full cringe eventually, to the point when the normal characters basically get kicked out in favor of just having Shadow around, pretty much. You know, the usual. She went to throw it when she did. It's between you and me, said Jem. Tara turned around to see the Chaos Emerald in Jem's hand. Oh, and here's the 5th Chaos Emerald. While Drada had her back turned, Sonic tried a spin attack. Tara blocked it, but Sonic kept spinning at her. Sonic suddenly stopped when everyone stood amazed that Tara had managed to grab Sonic's leg. Just the chance I wanted, she said, throwing Sonic into the ocean to get rid of you. Sonic! Yelled Amy as everyone heard the splash. Sonic can swim, can't he? Jem grumbled to Shadow. He can't, he answered. Sonic's silhouette disappeared under the water. Oh, I can't believe I'm going to do this, mumbled Jem as she teleported herself out to sea. That gets rid of the main 2 annoyances, said Tara, turning to the others. Jem floated for a moment, took a deep breath, and plunged herself into the water. She hovered near the surface of the water and looked around for Sonic. She spotted him unwillingly making his way down to the seafloor. She swam down as fast as she could, eventually grabbing his hand. She tried to pull Sonic up to the surface, but she could tell he wasn't going to last long. Please work, she thought as she closed her eyes. The Chaos Emerald in her hand began to glow, as though through the water. Chaos control. Jem and Sonic appeared back on the beach. Jem gave him his hand back and as he fell to his knees, coughing like mad. No BGM, just firecracker? I could put BGM on too if you wanted. Sure, we have some reading BGM somewhere. We have this. There we go. Little BGM. Seems like Sonic OCs always go for a certain trend. Yeah. Did you say while Drada had a back turn? If I did, it was a mistake. Terra. Lack of BGM allows us to Yeah, there wasn't actually a romantic beach day. They'll have more romantic things later. It's fine. It's fine. Sonic! Amy, Tails, and Knuckles ran to make sure he's okay. You look like drowned rats, mocked Terra. Terra, I'm wet and angry, and that's not a good thing! And oh my god, what a fucking line. Jesus Christ. Yelled Jem. Jem summoned an energy disc round the Chaos Emerald. She threw it as it exploded with tremendous power, and the Chaos Emerald returned to Jem. Terra was It does help normal-sized Phantom. Thank you so much. Can you play Pumpkin Hill Zone? I don't know if I can. Thank you so much for the donation for the kofi. I appreciate it. It does make me cringe slightly less. Thank you. Thank you. Oh. And I'm gonna take the donation as earning of a break. I'm gonna multitask. Gotta prepare some tomato sauce and do some editing while listening to the fanfic. Happy 1K again. Ah, thank you, Q. Don't overwork yourself too much. That sounds like you've got a lot to do. I can't talk. I have to roast Taties tomorrow. Because we're gonna do a roast dinner. Roast beef. It'll be great. No. Keep the donuts coming. That way we let her know we like the... Oh, that's true. That's true. If you donate a lot on this one, then that kind of means that I probably should do another one. And why would you hurt me like this? Why? I thought you liked me. Righto. Continue. We got this. It's all good. Where's my chalky raisins? We got my chalky raisins I got for Christmas. It's the really big tub you get from Costco. I deserve some chalky raisins right now. It funny though. I guess so. You do, and that's why we're here. VTube question. Feel free to distract me. Raisins? Raisins are good for you, and they're especially great when they're covered in chocolate. It makes everything better, and especially when they're the Costco ones covered in chocolate, because they cover it in a lot of chocolate, and it's just very tasty. Nom 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 nom. Grape zombies. Well, chocolate grape zombies are very tasty. Okay, let's keep going. Where were we? Oh yeah, she was wet and angry, and that's not a good thing. Oh my god, that's such a bad way. Do you cover your prunes in chocolate? Raisins are good for you, chocolate not good for you. Perfectly exactly, it's a balanced diet. Balanced diet, chocolate raisins. Oh yeah, and then she did her cool energy chaos disc thing. Tara was knocked back and skidded in the sand. Well done, she congratulated, getting up and wiping herself down. Someone's learned to use chaos. It's not going to help. Tara charged up one of the biggest energy balls Jem had ever seen. Tails, she mumbled behind her. Tails looked up. Give me the rest of the Chaos Emeralds and get the others out of the way. Tails nodded, handing over the Chaos Emeralds, and got out of the way. Tara threw the energy disc as Jem threw another to send it off course into the ocean. The 5 Chaos Emeralds they'd collected began to float in a circle around Jem. You said chaos wouldn't help me, Tara. The Chaos Energy began to gather and spark in her hand. So tell me this doesn't hurt. She sent a very big ball of energy towards Tara. She was knocked to the floor and temporarily couldn't move. Let's go before she gets up, suggested Frost. Jem grabbed the Chaos Emeralds as they ran to the tornado. Rose was waiting up by it. What did I miss? She asked, seeing Shadow running up the beach, followed by Sonic. Just get in the tornado! Yelled Shadow. The others ran behind them as Tara began to get her movement back. Is that everyone? Said Sonic, looking around. No, Frost answered, pointing to Jem, who was still running behind them. Jem, hurry! She yelled as Jem ran unusually slow. Get on and get ready to go. She shouted back as the others did what she said and got on, but Shadow and Sonic, who were going to run again. Tara got up and teleported between Jem and the others. You're right, Jem, that did hurt, but not as much as this will. She threw a tremendous energy disc at Jem, who disappeared. Where did you go? Raged Tara. She reappeared next to Shadow and Sonic and collapsed to her knees. Go, said Shadow to Tails as he picked up Jem. We'll take Jem. We'll meet up later. Tails nodded and the two boys bolted off with Jem too fast for Tara to catch up. Tara just walked away while the rest took off in the tornado. You will have an energy DBZ clash. That one I will spoil. What would I use to record a VTube model if I only had a recliner to sit on and have a laptop? I mean, all you need to record a VTube model is a camera, really, technically. So if the laptop had a camera, or you could balance the camera on top of the laptop screen, then theoretically that is all you need. Theoretically. How good that would be is another question, though, because obviously it depends on the quality of the camera as to how much it can pick up the facial tracking. Nom 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 nom. Both Shadow and Sonic glanced behind them to see luckily Tara hadn't attempted to follow. They stopped and Shadow put Jem down. She was still trying to get her breath back. Thanks for that one, guys, she said. I should be thanking you, corrected Sonic. Jem looked up. You saved me, so thanks. She tried to give a smile and said, you're welcome. Why are you so tired? Asked Shadow. I figured out how I can use chaos, but this is the price it's going to come at, she answered. That doesn't really explain it. Sonic urged her to continue. I need to overpower the chaos with my own energy before I can use it. Otherwise it just explodes like it did when I tried to use it with Shadow, but this tires me out so much. Jem just looked at the floor and thought, This is what it's like using 5 emeralds. How am I meant to use 7? Hope the others are okay, said Sonic, seeing that Gem really didn't want to talk about it. Speaking of them, he added as the blue tornado landed next to them. Frost darted off. Gem, are you okay? She asked with a worried look on her face. Frost, I'm fine, she said to calm her down. Tails, is the Chaos Tracker working? Eggman's got a Chaos Tracker, said Rouge. Who's Eggman? Asked Frost. Guy builds robots to take over the world, but never succeeds, answered Amy. Not anymore, said Sonic. The tracker Terra had was Eggman's. It has his logo on the back. It doesn't matter, I'm sure I can fix it, said Tails, running back to the tornado and pulling out a small box of tools from the cargo hold. Everyone else went silent as they waited for Tails to fix the tracker. Only 5 minutes passed, and already Gem was pacing. Vegeta once used the Super Emeralds to become Hyper Vegeta. Yeah. Gem, please calm down. Oh no. We're gonna have some edge again. Here comes some edge. Prepare yourselves. My soul is not prepared. This is already defeating me. Wait, I wasn't listening. Did I hear Vegeta? I was reading Void's comment that said Vegeta. You say that as if Sonic didn't have DBZ elements. Yeah, exactly. Super Sonic has always been Super Saiyan in disguise, let's face it. Amazing how food stabilized her mental. My body is ready, my spirit is willing. How could I calm down? Terra could have the 6th emerald by now. And not to mention what might be happening back home, she snapped. She saw the look of shock on Frost's face. I'm sorry. Gem, apologizing, realized what she did. It's just... Well, I'm just worried. She turned away. Gem, you're not the only line of defense, reminded Frost. I know, she said, still turned away. But this was the most important mission I was ever sent on. I completely screwed up. If word got to Van Reagan that it was this easy to get to the Ame light, then the war will be over. Gem walked away and sat down on the floor, distancing herself from the others. Shadow walked behind Gem and sat next to her. She curled up in a ball, hugging her legs and resting her head on her knees. What war? He began. She didn't bring up her head. My city, Ame, is at war with Terra's city, Van Reagan. I thought your world was called Ame. He carried on. No. She still didn't look up. My world is called Astron. So why is it so bad that Van Reagan is to think it's easy to get the Ame light? Wouldn't that mean they wouldn't try as hard? He asked. She didn't look up at him, but she brought her head up anyway. You don't know what Van Reagan is like. They won't let up just because it's easy. They will get the Ame light and use its power to obliterate Ame. They won't stop until every soldier and civilian is gone. Everyone will be slaughtered. She trailed off and put her head back on her knees. I've done it! Yelled Tails in triumph as he jumped up and down with the Chaos Tracker. Gem and Shadow came back to join the others. 2 dots flashed on the screen. That one is us, pointed out Tails. Is the other Eggman's base? Asked Amy. Tails nodded. Then let's go then, said Sonic as the others jumped on the tornado. It took off, leaving Sonic and Shadow to run once again. There we go, there's your edge. Oh my god, it's so edgy. There's a war going on, and then there's the cool people, and people are dying. Oh my god. Ugh. Hey guys, if you write cringe Voidex Newlock in the donations, Brady will cringe even more. I mean, I would be impressed if you could write something in the donation that would make me cringe more than this already is. Because honestly, Voidex Newlock would not make me cringe as much as this is. This hurts me particular with cringe, if only because I know that I wrote it myself. I know that this monstrosity came from my own brain and was written by my 2 hands. Okay. The searchlights flashed through the sky in the horizon as the tornado came down for landing. Jem got up as fast as possible and walked up to meet Shadow and Sonic, who'd beaten them there. They stared onto the steel city as the thick smell of oil and grease filled the air. The others joined them as explosions and smoke began to rise from their base. "Looks like Eggman's having a little trouble," commented Sonic. The explosions didn't stop. "Wait, I know he can blow up some machines sometimes, but this is ridiculous," he said. He spotted a fat red figure running from the base. Getting closer, it was Eggman. "What, are your robots rebelling?" said Knuckles. Eggman jumped. "Ha ha, very funny, but no! I have a far more serious problem! I have an energy-wielding purple hedgehog destroying my robots and stealing my Chaos Emeralds!" As per usual, everything turns against Eggman in the end. The hubris of your writing has come back to haunt you. Yes, it has. Yeah, Void New Luck doesn't faze me at all. Other people's cringe doesn't really faze me. If anything, I'm like you guys are to my cringe. I'm highly entertained by it, to be honest. But this is my written cringe, therefore it's worse. You know, Thomas Legatti claimed he destroyed all his old stories. He might have been onto something. My problem is I would have to get into my parents' attic to destroy the original versions of these, because they're on paper. I can't delete them. Also, this is now out for prosperity at this point. Better than the Knuckles comics, at least. I haven't seen those, and I'm glad something's worse, at least. Continue! Ooh, paper, how quaint. Yes, it was written on paper. Young me. "Terra!" said Jem through her teeth as she ran into the dust and fog to find her. "Jem!" yelled Frost, following her. The others went after them. Eggman shrugged. "It's their funeral!" he mumbled, walking away. The explosions began to concentrate in one area as Jem followed the trails of broken robots. "Jem!" yelled Frost as she caught up. "They're both here! Both the Chaos Emeralds are here!" "Where are they?" Frost pointed in a direction, and Jem followed as the others trailed on behind them. Jem stopped at a vault as robots' remains were thrown out the door and exploded on impact on the wall. She ran through the smoke into the vault. "Get away from those Chaos Emeralds!" she commanded to Terra, who took the Chaos Emeralds in the center of the room. The others caught up and came in the room. "How about I give you these Chaos Emeralds for your 5? She smirked. Jem didn't bother to even smile. "Take that as a no, then?" She charged up a load of energy. "In that case." She threw it at Jem, who ducked, and another was thrown. Jem dodged that one too. Continuous balls of energy were thrown at her, as she continually dodged them. "This is getting old," said Rouge, impatient, as she flew up behind the unsuspecting Terra. She screw-kicked the back of her head, and Terra dropped the Chaos Emeralds. Jem quickly ran to recover them. Terra turned around, looking angrier than ever. With one blast, Rouge was sent to the wall, then to the floor. "Thanks, Rouge," Jem whispered, pulling out the bag of the other emeralds. "You know what time it is when you get 7 Chaos Emeralds together!" Why is everyone so focused on the Chaos Emeralds? Because it's the only way to stop Terra! Weren't you listening, Void? It's the only reason! How many Chaos Emeralds are there? We have 7. We have all 7 Chaos Emeralds now. You know what happens when we get 7, right? Da-da-da! You ready for epic cringe battle number 1? Here we go. "Do you think getting those Chaos Emeralds is going to help you?" shouted Terra. "You'll never be able to beat me, Gemini!" The slight tremble in Terra's voice made her true emotions obvious. "You sound worried, Terra," replied Gem as the 7 Chaos Emeralds began to float around her. "Are you really sure I can't beat you? They span faster and faster as the light they generated filled the room. The light faded to show the Chaos Emeralds had disappeared, and Gem stood tall and strong in the super form. Her grey fur had changed to gold, and her black diamond shape was purple. "Oh, this is scary," she mocked sarcastically. Gem smiled and began the battle with a golden energy ball at Terra, but she teleported behind Gem, sending a return energy disc. Gem quickly turned around and deflected it with one of her own. Terra sent an energy blast that pinned Gem to the wall behind her. Gem disappeared herself and reappeared in the middle of the room. "What's the matter, Gem? You look tired already." Gem stayed quiet and sent out a huge energy ball that knocked Terra to her knees. Gem walked up to her and bent down and said, "You were saying?" Terra suddenly surprised Gem as she got up, knocking her back with an energy ball. Terra got up. "You're tired, Gem. You're just good at hiding it," she mocked as she sent out an energy blast. Gem sent out one too, and they collided in an explosion of light and energy that didn't stop. The two hedgehogs struggled to keep their ends up on more than the other. Yes, that makes sense. Gem was pushed back a little as her end got slightly smaller. "Come on, Gem!" yelled Sonic from the sidelines. "Don't give up!" cheered Frost. "Don't let her win!" yelled Knuckles as the cheers came from the side, but none seemed to help as Gem's side got smaller and smaller. "I sort of feel sorry for you, Gem," mocked Terra from the other side of the room. You've got Ame counting on you, you've got your friends counting on you, but it looks like you can't do it. It showed in Gem's face the doubt she felt. She's right. She thought to herself, I can't hold it. There has to be a way. The energy she kept up sparked, and an idea came to Gem's head. Terra's end came dangerously close, until Gem's end finally buckled. Gem flew back and hit the wall behind her, and fell to her knees. Terra walked up to her. "I told you couldn't do it," she gloated, taking away Gem's golden glow to absorb it into herself. She turned to Sonic and the others, classing Gem as finished. Do I have any My Little Pony fanfic? No! God, no. So retyped this in digital form. Haha, the pain. Get going, Brian, you got this. We're nearly there. We're nearly at the end of part 1. Nearly there. Why not? I don't know. I guess I just never got into My Little Pony, so no, God no. I know, I suppose I say God no, but I'm reading you one of the most cringe fanfics you've ever read, so I can't really talk. I just want someone to say the power of friendship. Nope. You remember what I said, Terra? Said Gem, who had struggled back to her feet. As long as I live. Last I checked, I'm still breathing. Gem had one hand on the wall to keep her up. Terra turned round and smiled. You're impossible, you know that? She said, walking up to her. You can hardly stand it. You talk to me like you still have a chance to beat me. And as for you still breathing, she put her hand out. I can fix that. Gem smiled. A small purple light was taken out of her body and absorbed by Terra. Gem collapsed. The others looked on shocked, but only Frost really knew what Terra just did. Gem was on the floor, completely still. Gem! Yelled Frost as she ran up to her. Gem didn't twitch, even when Frost started to shake her shoulder. Don't waste your breath, said Terra. You're not getting up again. And once I'm done, neither will any of you. Terra began to charge an energy ball that began to spark insanely. Shadow remembered what happened at the beach, and the smile on Gem's face as her energy was taken. Way to go, Gem, he mumbled to himself, as the sparking energy began to grow out of control. Terra was engulfed as the light split into 9 parts. 7 turned into Chaos Emeralds, 1 turned into the Master Emerald, and the last turned purple and made its way to Gem and was absorbed into her. Gem's eyes slowly opened as she struggled back to her knees. Frost's face lit up as she hugged her in joy. The others made her way over. Frost, get off, she said weakly. Grew until it blew. Wasn't the original Teen Titans that what he wrote? Like, yes, it was! Most likely. Because I did obsess over that too. Most 100%. I didn't write any fanfics for OG Teen Titans, but yes, I did obsess over them too. Get off me, I'm being edgy. I just died. How dare you be so nice? Nice plan, said Shadow. The others looked confused. Thanks, she said, getting up with Frost's help. Wait, what plan? Asked Tails. Shadow's seen how my power clashes with chaos energy. If I use it normally... Terra didn't know. Gem stood shakily. She tried to use chaos and my power at the same time. Gem panted. Are you okay? Said Rouge. Gem fell backwards. To be caught by a shadow! Obviously! She was completely unconscious. I think she'll be alright. Probably just exhausted. You know, as things do. Get off of being edgy. So many eclipses. So I guess I can see where you got her name Terra from. Yes. That is actually 10 out of 10 exactly right. Void. Ow! You read me so well. Fuck. Ooh. Knuckles took the Master Emerald back to Angel Island, and the others took Gem and the Chaos Emeralds back to Tails' workshop. Gem opened her eyes and sat up. She looked around to see Frost coming into the door. Her face lit up, but she didn't hug her this time. You're awake, she said as Gem got out of the bed she was in. Looks like you're feeling better, she smiled. Yeah, I'm fine, she answered. Frost, hurry up, yelled Tails from the other room. Come on, Gem, she said, grabbing a spanner from the desk and going out to the room. Tails' tails were sticking out the tornado as Frost ran over to him and handed him the spanner. Thanks. Give me a soda now. Shadow is ultimate husbando. Yes! Gem, said Shadow, noticing her follow Frost out. The others turned their heads. You're okay, he said. Yeah, I'm fine. Why was everyone so worried? Gar! She said to the second concerned face. You were out for 3 days, answered Shadow, walking in the room. Because obviously he wouldn't leave his waifu. Obviously. We were getting worried that you weren't going to get up. Yep, Shadow blushed slightly. Fucking God, kill me. 3 days? She repeated. And now how am I supposed to get back home? Let's not. Apparently I have improvement notes. Let's have a look at that in a bit. Gem, can I talk to you? Said Frost, leading her away from the others. Gem, I don't think the Ame light was a power source. I think it was a portal. A link between our two worlds. How did you come to that? Asked Gem, pretty confused. I don't want to talk about it, she finished before walking over to the others. Our two worlds, she thought. Frost made no sense. Gem walked back to the others with one final question. Who is Frost? And that was the end of part 1. What notes did I make to myself back in the day? Oh, just overall writing. Yes, indeed, past me. When Eggman is chased out, it could be a trick to lure them in, and his robots attack the others while Terra and Gem is out of sight. Yeah. Make Gem X Shadow bits more subtle. Rouge flirts with Knuckles. Very important that I didn't put that in, actually. And teases him about the Master Emerald. Yes, very much needed. Frost appears on Angel Island. Knuckles finds it. Yeah, that would be a fun one to do. You can't leave us hanging. I can leave you hanging. I can easily leave you hanging because it is the end. Bullshit, go on. So that was part 1. Chaos Gem. I can tell you the titles of the other parts, at least. And maybe we'll do another one. So the second one is called Runaway Princess. The third is called War Damage. The fourth is called Domination. The 5th, and I believe the longest one, is called Ghost. The 6th is called Brink of Destruction. The 7th is called Darkening Chaos. 8th is called A New Era. And 9th is called The Great War. Thankful it's ending, but at the same time, we need to know the ending. I could give you a wonderful summary of what I remember. I'm glad I found my way to this channel just in time to appreciate this stream. If the 3rd Sonic movie isn't like this, I will protest. Just in time to end the stream, Briny. Whoa, okay guys, if you want part 2, comment the word sequel on this video and get... Yeah, this... What did the Great War, what did Gem do to World War II? I believe the Great War was technically World War One. It was supposed to be the only Great War, then we did the second one because, you know, humans. But I could give you this. I will not be reading more. I will not. I will not. I will not. So what I will do... Humans sure like sequels. Yes, you guys do. But you guys really enjoyed this. No. We're not doing this another stream. I would consider maybe doing it as a Kofi thing. Like I would decide to do fanfics, maybe as a pre-recorded thing. But no. If you would like, I can give you a small summary of the rest. Petition to post the rest in the Discord or Patreon. I guess. To be fair, I technically haven't done my short story for this month on Patreon. I meant to get around to it, but I haven't because December's always bloody busy. For a limited amount of time. Yeah, I would not. I don't want this out there forever. Not for everyone. So potential Patreons might get access to the rest of this, to the whole 9 sections of this epic of a cringe fest fan fiction. But thank you everyone so much for coming, and thank you so much for getting me to 1k subs. It's crazy. Like I said, I made this goal because I was like, well, I don't even know if I'll get to 1k. It'll be fine. All the links she reads on SCP. I do. I have also been reading SCP a little bit on Patreon as well. So maybe we can do a bit of a cringe fest on Patreon streams. Time to sell a kidney to get that fanfic. Maybe I'll do some teasers on what I'll do on Patreon then. And then maybe we could do that. But, oh, one sec. What was I saying? I was saying thank you. And archive the cringe. Oh yeah, all Patreons are archived. There's been no reason not to archive them so far. Yeah, there's a cheery briny pillow. I will be restocking the keychains. The main reason I didn't put them back up was because I got a printer for Christmas. And I was waiting for that because it's easier for me to have a printer to print out postage labels to be able to send things. So rather than stress myself out before Christmas, I did the thing and waited till I got the printer. So part of some of my time the next few days will be getting some more stuff up on my website to buy. But there's also free things you can get, you know. There's a free library pass. You can get a little visitor's pass, so you can download it, you can print it out, and you can have a visitor's pass to the library. There is also a very cute little foldable A4 book called Tracy the Triceratops, which is about an angry dinosaur who's very angry at some raptors, and then she might not like clouds by the end of it. I mean, that's up to you. Postage labels, what's that? It's the labels I need to put on things to post to people. What do you think it is? But yeah, so it's a bit easy to print those out, like especially if they're going worldwide and things like that. Well, thanks to you for the stream. I am about to die due to sleep deprivation, so I will proceed to turn into a book. Have a good time, Hogan. Have a nice nap as a book. As for the rest of you, again, thank you so much for coming, everyone. Thank you so much for making my channel the success that it is. It's been amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone in chat. Thank you to anyone who lurked. Thank you to anyone who watches the VOD. I really, really appreciate it. Bradley's gonna stare at a mirror for the rest of the day. Or just reading, what have I done? Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna try to purge this whole stream from my brain and pretend it never worked. It never happened. You guys are gonna mention it on other streams and I'm gonna be like, that never happened! I never read my cringe fanfic. What are you on about? But that is it for today. If you liked us, if you have not already, I would highly appreciate it if you could leave a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel. Let's go for 2K. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, I wanted to do one more thing on this stream, actually. But it might have to wait now. But if anyone has any ideas for, I won't purge the stream. I won't. I'll purge it from my memory, but not from the internet. Don't worry. It's not going anywhere. Milestone goals. Yes, if anyone has any particular ideas for milestone goals they would like to see, please feel free to put them in the suggestion box on Discord or just comment them on the bottom of the video. I would like to make some milestone specials ideas for 250, 500 and 750. You know, rather than every 100, because I was actually getting hard to catch up with that one. Solo drinking stream? Yes. No, actually, not quite. But we do have some leftover Christmas alcohol. But yes, road to 2K from here. Let's go, guys. Let's go. To the moon. To the stratosphere of sub counts we go. Thank you so much, everyone. This has been Brand Rose Smith live from the Forbidden Library. I had fun, even if it was cringe. I hope you had fun, even if it was cringe. This has been Brand Rose Smith live from the Forbidden Library. Goodbye.